everyone, I am Tacet, and welcome to Invasions Week 3, Day 2. Sorry for being a little bit late, just had to do a few things, but we are here now. Hello William, hello Bill, hello Bunny, hello Danny, hello Harley, hello Marcelo, hello Danny, oh I already said Danny, hello Churros, hello Adela, and glad you could join us. Hello Questor, hello Adam, hello Mechanator, hello Ray, hello Captain, hello Sai, hello Harley, Haley I mean, and hello DeCrail. Welcome all, welcome. Pretty sure half those names I butchered. Anyways, yeah. We will be doing the, as I just said, invasions for about half the stream, because that should be about how long it lasts, not quite sure. Invasions this week might actually be a little bit towards the quicker side, simply because yeah, it's just pretty easy to take them out. We were using this. I guess we can go switch into something else for our next team. I still want to switch into the other team, but we can't get there till stage 8 until I start with Ted first lot. But yeah, we still have several battles we need to do unless we get a Valraven. We likely will not be doing that today, though if we do get, I believe, 2 Valravens, well, there's one. That is quite convenient. But if we do get 2 Valravens, I believe we will have enough to do the main team I've been wanting to use in this game mode, which I did show, well, I talked about earlier. I didn't actually get to show it yet because, well, there hasn't been a single battle with a tower yet in it. Or, you know, a tower first slot, I should say. Right off the bat here, I'm just going to go for this so we get our mana. Ideally, that would actually turned, but oh well. We'll go get a Mang right there so we can start going right into the single skull shot. If we could just find one, that would be great. I think I might just go and start getting the rocket up so we can go and target it down. Taking yellows would also be good, though there's no way to take yellow. Ooh, and he just takes it. Okay. Not good. We'll go take some yellow ourselves, just so, because we need it, also just to deny him from taking it. And that should be able to give us a skull alignment, because now we can just go and drop this, and that'll give the skulls exactly where we need them to be. So we can go take them to kill out the Valraven that is luckily placed exactly in first slot. Easy enough for us to kill out. Do I triple damage this guy? Yes. Because the other one, it won't kill it the other way around, so we'll go do that. Get a little Mang on it, and then all of our skulls will one-shot. We get it for free. He's enraged, but that's not really going to be coming into play at all. Get that down. That's enough damage, and that'll be that as soon as we get the last little poke on him. Oh, he's going to get barriers, isn't he? Yep. Goblin Rocket's going to be our best way to get rid of barrier. Well, I guess technically Deep Borer can too, very slightly. Actually, with that being said, let me do that right now. We'll go move that over. Luckily, he does not use anything with Brown. I don't have any board control, so we'll go get Goblin Rocket. I need to try aligning these skulls if we can somehow. And he just gives it to us. Thank you for that. Really, really easy to take skulls when we have a Goblin Rocket, since we could just do that every single time. And we could even kill it with Mang, which does indeed have 5 additional damage. Actually, even more than that. It has 20% because of the thing, but it also has 5 additional damage due to the hero class being brown. Also, a Celestial Trait Stone, plus 2 sigils. That's basically the best we can get. Hey, a little mini orb. That's completely useless, but we get another one of those. We have 5 battles remaining, so as I said, as long as we get 1 Valraven, I'll finally be able to do the core team. I will be messing with probably some other team right now, though. I've been meaning to switch into something with a Sphinx, just to give it a shot. And if we do end up doing that, we'll have to use a bomb bot for that. Also, hello Ethan, welcome. And if anyone has any questions, anything you want me to go over, or anything to mention in general, feel free to leave it in chat, and we'll definitely make sure to do so. 1 second, let me fix my thing. I can't see half a chat. There we go, and okay, all's good. So let's just go take the red down, see if we can get a Goblin Rocket. Actually, never mind, there's no way to really align that. We'll go and, I guess we'll just go for a Mang. Get the Mang down right there, just so we can start one-shotting. We'll get some of that mana back. See if we can get any of these Goblin Rockets going. Does not look like it. Nowhere's where I really need to do it, so we'll just go and poke him out. Ripping Towers with Clockwork Knight, Mang. I was tempted to do Clockwork Knight. My biggest issue with him is he's... the color that he does is way too random for me. But it would give good mana generation as far as the color that he creates. But you're using Clockwork Knight, Mang, Ted, and Clockwork Sphinx. What exactly is the Clockwork Sphinx for then? Just for the board control? Because you don't have anything on that team that boosts based on armor. If I was going to use Clockwork Sphinx, I was most likely going to be using a bomb bot, because that would be the only option we would have to actually do anything with it. And do, or Coronex. I guess technically Coronex can as well. But either one of the two are the only 2 mechs that currently gain any benefit from having additional armor. So if you were to use them in that context, you would want to, or if you are going to use it, you would try to want to have some kind of way to actually use that armor that you're getting. Because just armor for the sake of armor isn't really helping too much. I guess with most of these towers it does. The main tower that it would do nothing against is the crossbow tower, because everything it does is true damage. 75% chance off skulls, and 100% chance off ability that it will do true damage. Also, I don't think they've added a troop like that yet. I didn't even think about that. Have they even added a troop that has a % chance to do true damage? I don't recall they have. And if it is, it's on a either-or kind of troop. But I don't believe it's even on an either-or. Well, I guess technically would that triple convert off of Umbra Wolf, because it could convert into something that does true damage, and then that kind of is a % chance to do true damage, I guess. Well, let's see. Do we just get Goblin Rocket up? At this point, all we need is a skull, so we might as well. There's 1.5 billion ways to go and take it with a Goblin Rocket. Pretty much every move on the board gives us a skull in some way when we're using that. But yeah, we're back to 4 battles. If we can get at least 1 Valraven, we will finally get into 4 towers today. And there we go, perfect. So I will finally be able to go and use the other team I've been meaning to use, which is exactly this team just reordered. But still is probably the most effective thing, or one of the most. And what I will most likely be using for all of the battles. So let's go and take that out. He'll skull me. He doesn't even go for the skull. With that being said, we'll take it ourselves then. You can't pick a good team for invasion. Well, I can go show a slightly cheaper team. I might as well go show that now, because we're about to get into the slightly harder battles once we hit 4 towers. Yeah, I'll go switch into something else after this, using like a last slot TED, or, you know, not an upfront TED, because I would assume most people don't bother trading it. It is pretty effective to trade it on this week, but on most weeks you wouldn't really bother with it. Particularly in raids, there's almost no point ever in doing it in raids. In invasion, it's slightly better value just because you can do extra damage to all the towers, but even then, still questionable if it is or is not worth it. Well, I'll go take this skull right there. Just get the damage in before he barriers, then we can just easily take out the barrier using a deep borer, and hopefully extra turn off that. And that is that. Got it. Take skull, throw a mang at it, take skull, dead. Actually, I don't even need to do that. We can just throw the mang into the bear, and I'll take it out. And we get our 2 little invasion sizzles. You gave you the Yagway team last week. Got another winner that got through level 133 so far with 3 losses. 6 place Xbox. Try TED 1000 2 times. I can't use 2 times. Someone suggested 3 times as well. But we don't have additional copies, and I'm not going to be spending more gems to get additional copies. But yeah, most weeks, particularly for invasions, it actually pretty much is the meta to run like 2 or 3 of them every single week, invasion in particular. But yeah, I only go up to the point where we get 1 copy. I don't even have it even if I didn't ascend it, because I only ever go up to the first 3. You would have to spend an additional 250 gems in order to get another one. And with all the things that are starting to cost gems, I just don't feel like I need to do that every single week. I may occasionally if my guild's falling a bit behind, but I'm not going to normally bother with this pack. I'm only going to tier 3 pretty much every single week, because that gives you every unique, and that's all we really need. Everything beyond that's just basically just for a little bit of extra points, unless you're going all in on the leaderboard. But yeah, I only have 1 copy of them, so we cannot use multiple. And most people probably wouldn't have multiple either, or either because they already ascended it or other means. But yeah, let's go do Sphinx. I've been wanting to definitely give it a shot. So we'll go use Sphinx. I'll probably not even use that guy. Let's see. We need that. We need Deep Borer. We need Bomba. And we need 1 other troop. I guess a hero to support us, because we'll need half mana start on everything. Black Manacles would be the first thing that comes to mind, though unfortunately, due to Clockwork's color, we can't do that. Come on, weapons. Where is everything? Clear filter. Apply. Let's see. What do we have as far as colors that we don't use on this team? Yasmin's Chalice. That actually does give armor. It's Runic Blade, though it doesn't really get any kills easily. This thing based on Glacial Peak troops, so that's not going to work. Double Silence is nothing because they have immune. Towers do. Sundisk, give all yellow yellow allies, so that wouldn't work. Imperial Jewel is useless. Never mind. Oh, well, you know what? We could go Prismatic Orb and go all in onto Bombot then, if nothing else, because that gives additional armor as well. Plus, we'll have 5 additional and 20% additional. So, yeah, we'll go with that then. So, Clockwork Sphinx, Deep Borer, Bombot, Deep Borer, Clockwork Sphinx, Bombot, and Hero. And that should be good. We'll set our banner to a double brown just so we can get Bombot and the Clockwork up a little bit better. Actually, is there a minus banner we could do? No, because we're using every color in the game. So we'll just go +2 brown. And let's give this a shot. Might as well. So we got the deep borer right into Sphinx. Then spam out the Bombot. Or not spam out the Bombot, but spam out the Sphinx. And then get into the orb constantly. Then throw it onto brown. Get Clockwork back up. Repeat the cycle. And eventually one-shot Bombot. Let me just double check he's not using anything too annoying that might get in the way of that. Oh, barrier. How do we do with... Oh, never mind. I can't do this. Whoops, plan already failed. There's one flaw with this team. They all have barrier, and you only get one shot with Bombot. Never mind, that doesn't work. Rip. Clockwork, Ted, Mechs, and Deep Borer. Works great too. I guess we could give that one a shot. Because it still uses the Clockwork. I want to try something with the new Clockwork. But yeah, I think we'll ditch the Bombot then. Unfortunately, I completely forgot that oversight. You kind of need something to end up utilizing that. But yeah, I haven't tried the Mech Axe at all yet, so we might as well give it a shot. I don't see why not. It's going to be the only week we're ever really going to bother using it, unless better mechs ever come into the game. Where on earth is this weapon? Why do so many things have the word mech in it? There we go. Mecha Axe, so we'll go get that. And... what was the other one that you said? Just the bear? I guess we'll just run standard bear. I don't see why not. Bear alone could almost solo the entire enemy team this early on. I mean, Ted. There we go. And that doesn't need to cover everything. Got the Clockwork for armor buff. Deep Borer for more armor buff. Yeah, I guess we'll keep it like that. I don't know. Yeah, it covers more colors that way, so we'll leave it at that. Get the Mech Axe up. That creates every color we need for the Deep Borer, and then we just keep spamming it out and go from there. Okay, we'll give it a shot, see what happens. Nothing can stun towers. They have immune to stun. Nothing shall do it. Let's see. You did an invade with Breaker, Borer. Wait, what? You did an invade team with Breaker, Deep Borer. I have no clue what that next one is. Using Hero, Mech class, and Dracos. But yeah, why would you need the Dracos though? You can't instant kill these. And you can't silence them. You can't stun them. Dracos does nothing to them, to towers. For the earlier battles, I guess you could get away with that, but... yeah, it's completely ineffective against towers. Actually, I don't think a single thing that it does anything to tower. Let's see. Instant kill, immune. Mana drain, immune. Stun, immune. Silence, immune. So yeah, Dracos does literally nothing to it. Every single aspect of his ability doesn't do anything, unfortunately. Oh, I just realized one slight issue with this. Well, not issue, but different than what I normally use. We don't have any way to take out their armor, so we'll have to go and do it by constantly spamming out the Mech Bear, which still works out. We'll go get that down. That gives us Deep Borer pretty much every single time. We could easily get any of our manas up that we so choose. As I say that, we actually don't have any way to get them all the way up, so we'll just do that on green. It's going to get us at least close, and then with that removing stuff from the board, we'll have a higher chance of extra turning off a Deep Borer, which we still managed to miss. And what's also unfortunate is everything on his team is using brown. Yeah, that's pretty bad, because we are accidentally going to miss occasionally, and that's going to feed him a lot. So we'll go grab that, get the blue we need, and should be able to land a mech on that board. So we'll go for that, get the boost ratio, easy kill. Actually does a lot of damage this week. What is that damage? Full mech team, 16 damage. 51. It does 51 damage with a Mecha Axe. Or at least our Mecha Axe is. It might be a little bit lower, depending on other bonuses. But 51 damage is the highest you can have on it. But yeah, we currently have 51. Not too bad. You know what, I'm manually going to take that. We have enough armor to survive, so... don't really need to worry about it. Take a poke, take another poke. I'm not even bothering with that skull. He has 75% reduction, so it'd be pointless to try to take that skull from him. Mech Axe, I don't really need at the moment. I might as well just go and kill it out with that. And now we can throw the Mech Axe, because that will give us the Deep Borer. And with the Deep Borer, we'll go and fill up everything else once again. Can we feed directly into him? No, we cannot. Well, actually, yes, we can. We can go do it on green, I guess. So we'll go do that. And now we just need one more green to go do it, or get enough brown that it just leaks into him. Which didn't quite happen there, but we can just throw down another one. Get it right back up. Move that down. Poke, poke, dead. And that'll be that. Interesting concept. I don't think I personally use it, though. Sphinx does help keep you alive, that is for sure. Yeah, I think I'm going to switch back into the classic. Or at least what I will be using. I don't know, what other suggestions do you guys have? Let's see. As far as options that we have. Blast Cannon, not worth using. They have immune to silence. Bombot, very situational. Its damage could work, but the problem is they have barrier. So you can't use that as your only damage source. Which means you have to use the hunter or the bear thing or something else. Carnex has potential because you can use it with Sphinx. Clockwork Knight, I personally hate the concept because of how random it is, but you can use it to get a lot of yellow mana generation. Sphinx is going to be good because of its board control. It seems to actually do so much board control that you could actually get away with it even if you don't have something that specifically needs armor. Deep Borer is pretty much mandatory to most of these teams. Maybe not absolutely all of them, but it's the best brown mana generator, or one of the best brown mana generators in the game, and the best that we have to choose from as far as mechs only. Draco's 1337 is actually useless because they have immune to silence, immune to stun, immune to mana drain, and immune to instant kill. So every single thing he does other than his magic reduction they have immune to. Flame Cannon, if you had absolutely no other alternative, I guess you could use it. It's just some AoE damage. It's generally considered really weak. More often than not, you just want to be using a Goblin Rock instead. Insane board control, really, really powerful overall. Sentry Bot's pretty much useless, don't even bother. Shocktopus could have some situations, but I personally just go with the Clockwork Sphinx before I would bother going with the Shocktopus, just because it has slightly better control and it will help keep you alive better. Steam Turret, useless, don't bother. Tank Bot, similarly useless, don't bother. And Ted, if you have it, definitely run like 1, 2, or 3 of them, and just go from there. Anyways, let's go move back into a Mang team. And, oh, I haven't tried Dawnbringer with it yet, but it functions pretty much the same way. Move that there, and what am I missing? A Goblin Rocket. Because we need the extra +1 red. Not only that, but we just get board control for him. And Banner is correct already, right? Yeah, just double brown. Oh, no. There's a minus purple banner. That's actually one of the whole reasons why I use this team, too. Is because there's a decent purple banner for it. Or a minus banner, I mean. The +2 brown, +1 red, -1 purple. So we don't have to use Clockwork Sphinx. Because if we do, we can't go with the -1 purple. And both the +2 brown banners do have purple in them. Or minus purple, I should say. So, yeah. That's one of the other reasons why I've kind of been hesitant to use the Sphinx a little bit this week. Hello, Alan So, welcome. Also, hello, Vangor, welcome as well. I know, Goblin Rocket's insanely good at destroying barriers, because it hits 3 troops. It explodes and randomly hits an enemy, and then it hits the adjacent enemies. So more often than not, it is going to hit 3 troops when you do it. So, yeah, that's obviously quite helpful. Since we can easily get rid of the barriers if we need to. We can also use Deep Borer for that, though of course that only works on first slot and not on any other location. Also, some things from last night's stream, from when Salty was streaming, that did indeed get 100% confirmed. Most of them were actually already pretty much 100% confirmed. I just haven't heard it around, so it was confirmed for me. But, yes, next patch is indeed 100% version 3.4. They are skipping right over 3.35 because they're just doing one gigantic mega update as their second major update of the year. I think they said they were trying to get 4, or was it 6? I think it was 4 major updates out this year. Maybe it was 6. I don't remember what they said, but this will be the second one, that is for sure. So they have that. Other than that, Doom Skulls, she did confirm it will be a natural mechanic that will start on the board, just like how it was in Puzzle Quest. The exact % chance that a Doom Skull will have to fall onto the board will be a 10% chance, and of course, obviously, there will be troops that have the capability of generating those Doom Skulls as well. So yeah, we have that, which is nice. Other than that, yeah, it's 10% chance every single time. So whenever a normal skull would be, basically, it's the same rate. All the rates of gems coming on the board will be exactly the same as it is now. But there's a 10% chance that any skull, specifically skulls, that come down will be a Doom Skull. And a Doom Skull, for any of you that don't know from Puzzle Quest or anything, it's a skull that allows you to do 5 additional damage when you take it. It also explodes everything around it. So let's say you take it, you were about to do 32 damage with your skull, you would then do 37. You can also explode it for full value as well, and you can also go and destroy it for full value as well. And yeah, it explodes everything around it. That's not too relevant when using it with exploders, but if you're doing like a road destroy or something like that, it's quite potent. And there's a lot more methods to use it in this game than it was in Puzzle Quest. It's actually going to be a very, very strong mechanic overall. So we'll see exactly how it pans out, because it's quite a bit different how it will play out in this game compared to Puzzle Quest. Even though it's the exact same thing, it is way easier to destroy stuff in this game than it ever was in the Puzzle Quest games. Not to mention, most of the things in Puzzle Quests had cooldowns on them, whereas nothing in Gems of War has a cooldown, other than the troops that can only be cast once, like Great Maul and stuff. But there's not really too many of those. Anyways, let's go and... do we mang out this one? Yeah, let's mang out the one that has the gigantic armor, because even when we go and skull poke him, we're not going to be able to do anything, so we'll just go do that. Kill him out very easily. We can take a skull here. Do I really want it, though? I guess why not? It's going to kind of Goblin Rocket for it, too, but we'll just do it that way. Get, like, one more deep borer into a mang, and that will be that. Get that down. See if we can get a Goblin Rocket here. Perfect. Go grab that. Actually, I didn't even need to do that. I could have just used my manual turn to go take it. But, oh well. All we need now... Oh, you know what? I should have done that. Because now we're going to have a problem with him having barrier, and I have no way to remove it at the moment. I need to go take blue or enough yellow to get him to full. So we'll go take that blue, deep bore, poke him, hit him with anything, and that's match. So we'll go do that all the way to the side. Also, she did show some of the pets on her stream too. They look very cute, especially the dragon. I definitely want that dragon. She didn't say how we will be able to obtain pets. I assume they're going to be very, very, very excessively ultra rare. How you obtain them, we do not know. It better not be through gems. I can almost guarantee you it will be, but we'll see. We'll see what methods. Based on how she was talking about them, it sounds like it will take forever to grind them. Also, how are we all the way back at 4 battles already? we went through all this and we're already back at 4. We're right where we were 22 minutes ago. Anyways, let's go use the team I've been wanting to use this entire time, which is pretty much what we already had set up. There we go. No, wasn't there something else earlier? Oh, I know. It's because I've been using it weirdly this whole time. I meant to be using this the entire time. But yeah, the main team I want to use is actually just this, which actually isn't much of a change at all. But it works. It works. What do pets even do? She said that some of them will be cosmetic, and she didn't say what pets will actually do. She just said some of them will be cosmetic, and some of them will do something. But she didn't specifically state what that something is. All we know is it's something. So we'll go to that so we can actually go and poke them. I don't know, let's see. My main concern with this guy is we have to go and cast him in order to really start getting his value if we have to deal with these towers. At least Mang can kind of get around that some. But with this, we need to enrage so we can... well, I guess this can somewhat get around it a little bit better. But this enrage does 1.5 times damage, and that does stack with other multipliers. And it also does ignores their traits. So we will be able to use that against those tower things that have those 75% reduction. So, you know what? Actually, I guess it would work out. We'll try for the skull there. Didn't get it. Take the skull. That dies out. Take a brown or something here. Brown or green. Neither available. Blue would also work. Not available as well. Is purple really the only take? Out of every color, that's the color I need. Probably the least. Oh, we'll go grab that. Tempting to take those skulls, but he has barrier up, so we might as well just do it that way. Get rid of his barrier. And there's the skulls coming in. And now we can just poke him out with the thing. Mang him again. Poke him again, and that's pretty much match. So we'll do that. He'll poke us once. Barely does anything. Oh yeah, I forgot. One interesting thing about Mang is even if they have barrier, it does actually tear off the armor. It's one of the other reasons why Mang is so ridiculously good in this game mode, particularly in, well, actually both the game modes, but particularly in the other one. But yeah, if they do end up getting barrier at all, the damage aspect of the Mang is what will absorb the barrier, but all of the armor will still be torn. It's kind of weird, but it is how it is, as well as everything else that tears armor as well functions in the same way. Even if they retain their barrier, if it's just something that does a armor reduction and doesn't actually do damage, it'll still reduce their armor and not remove the barrier. It's kind of weird. You would kind of think that barrier would be able to protect against that. You're the only one who finds the Doom Skulls unnecessary. I don't know. It's kind of nice that it's they're bringing in some of the old Puzzle Quest mechanics. I do feel like it's going to be too strong. I don't mind new mechanics, though. It does seem a little bit weird that they're bringing it in this late into the game, though. That seems like something they might have done on year 1. But yeah, it's already like 3 years into the game, and they're just now bringing in a old mechanic from their previous games. So does seem like weird timing, that's for sure. Especially since a lot of the good stuff that works in PvP right now are all exploders and similar like aspects. See you, Vancouver. Have a good day. Oh, what hero class am I using? We're using Mech and is fully traded. You get the trait stones from 2 places. Either from Groshnak or Urskea. I would advise doing it in Urskea though, because it's an easier kingdom to go farm. But yeah, you get the hero class itself from Adana, from completing out Adana. It's one of the very first kingdoms you get, one of the easier kingdoms to complete out as well. But yeah, just go complete that out, and then you'll end up getting the Mechanist class. Then go farm the trait stones in Urskea, and yeah, you'll be good to go. I do highly advise having the that was weird. It did like a weird loading screen. Wait. Oh, that was the orb from the thing. Oh, okay, I see. But yeah, it is definitely highly advised to have fully traded mech this week, just because it's so ridiculously good for the invasion. But speaking about invasion, let me go claim the rewards we just got from it. I forgot about these, so we'll go claim that. And even though this shows as a green orb, it does give you a random chaotic, so hopefully this is blue. Come on, blue. Blue or purple? Anything but the green one. Or the orange one. Okay, never mind. Well then. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Worst possible orb. Oh yeah, what do we have under here? Nothing too exciting there. Let's go grab our arcanes, just some red, yellow. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We have some diamonds next, and then we get into the good stuff. The orb, or the double orb, and then the major orb, which we'll have later in the week. Anyways, let's head back to the... where'd it go? Invasion, fights, and yep, should be good to go. Let's get into it. Also, hello, Traylon, welcome. You think pets should be able to take the tribute every hour? I highly doubt they will ever add a mechanic that'll allow anything to ever do that. Also, I don't think they're adding any resource-related pets. I'm not sure. We'll find out when next patch comes here. The only thing we really currently know about them is what some of them look like, and they're going to be hard to obtain, which kind of makes sense. I'll go take that down. Get a Mank, and do I throw down first slot? That'll be... Oh wait, did I just change my team back into what it was before? Yes, I did. Actually, I don't think I actually changed it. I think it defaulted back because I shuffled it up on the original screen, which doesn't actually save it. You have to, for whatever reason, go into the other menu for it to save. I'm not sure why it's like that, but it is. But if you do it through just the little first menu that you come into, it will not actually save your team thing. Hopefully it'll fix that in the future. They haven't done a single patch since they made those additions, since evasions and everything came in from the previous patch. So maybe they will bug fix some of it. Knowing them, it'll probably be a couple more patches from now. But yeah, we'll see. But I'm pretty sure something like that will not be fixed next patch. Okay, we'll go take that down. Get ourselves a skull poke, and that's actually already match. Maybe I should keep Mang in first slot, gosh. The power of Mang. Let's see. What else did I miss in chat? Oh, so hello, Jesse. Welcome. Pets are good everywhere with everything. I'm actually looking forward to the grind, though, to try to get every single pet. Because it seems like they're adding dozens of them. Like, they already have several images up. She said that there were several more. So, there's a good chance we're going to have over a dozen pets when it first comes out. I sure hope so. Yeah, it'll be fun to grind out. There hasn't been anything for late game players to grind out for a long time now. Treasure Gnomes kind of added that in the most recent patch. But that was kind of short-lived because they nerfed it crazily hard when it first came out. Or, you know, like soon after it first came out, I mean. Alright, we'll go take that, get our poke, kill it out. Oh, well, you've got to be kidding me. 1 HP. Do I really have to go kill him with a deep borer? I think I do. Just because it's only 1 HP. I'm not going to waste an entire skull for 1 HP. Oh, excuse me. Okay, I'll take his skull there. He'll take a skull back. Do we waste the skull for 12? I guess we'll waste the skull for 12. Why not? We'll throw a Mang at this one. We'll throw the hit at the other one because our skull will not be enough. Oh, never mind. Oh, no, no. It'll still be like 2 damage short. So I will go for that now. I don't have a drop for that. That does not give me a drop for that. Oh, yes, it does. I can take green. Never mind. That was actually already there, too. We'll go take that so we can just kill out the other one. And he's go... Oh! Okay, that's not too big a deal. We'll go and hit him right back with the bear doing like 100-something damage. And unless we get a little raven here, we are out of battles, unfortunately. You need 6 more lavas for Mech. That could take about an hour or 2. Definitely worth going for, that is for sure. Actually, if any of you haven't used any of your sigils yet, I would advise fully trading Mech hero class before bothering to do the event this week. Because basically every composition of team you're ever going to be using this week for Invasion will be including a Mech fully traded on it, simply because it's just so beneficial to have an entire team starting with half mana for the purpose of this game mode this week. And it's a nice hero class just to have around anyways. You can use it with bomb bots, you can use it with half mana start teams if you don't have any other currently, and you can use it with goblin rockets. I don't think there's too many other purposes though. Bomb bot, goblin rocket, deep bore, and Sphinx are about the only few things outside of this game mode where you'd really bother using a Mechanist class specifically to use it for other troops getting a bonus. So right off the bat, since we're not going to have enough damage... Oh, you know what? I am actually going to go for that one. I was going to say go for the first one just so we could go poke kill it in one shot. But I want to go for this one first because it does true damage. And if anything's going to kill us, it's probably going to be that one. I'm not really that concerned about almost everything else on this team. Mainly just that one right there. Because it will be the one that will ultimately be the bane of us if we don't take care of it immediately. So we'll do just that. And I'm actually going to leave that skull there because, again, we don't have enough damage, but that will knock us up to enough damage. And now we can just keep poking. This guy, I believe, does a little bit of true damage too, doesn't he? Deal... No, never mind. What was the one that also did true damage? I know there's another one that does. Forget what color it is. It does split damage, though. And since it's not focused on one troop, it's a lot less intimidating, but it can still be annoying. Especially when you see both the yellow-green and the split damage true one. Ends up being quite annoying since it has 2 different mechanics to do it off of. Okay, I don't have any direct drops that will give us a skull, so I guess we'll just go and try getting it off of Brown right there. And there we go. I guess we can go through a mango on that, maybe. I guess we would just go for that. And get the poke, take it on the last slot, and we'll be good to go. Mill Mountain Crusher, Borealis, Dragon Soul, Glitterclaw, work and be strong enough with Dragon Hero class. Yes, that'd be perfectly fine. Sounds pretty solid, actually. Alright, we'll take that down for a double, so we can take a skull. That kills that out. We'll throw a Mang at it. We'll throw the other thing at it, and that's smash. Actually, before I do, let's try for an extra turn there. Get that ability up. And yeah, that's that. Let's take the skull, and that is the kill. And since there was no Valraven... Oh, wait. There was a Valraven. Never mind. Short-term memory, go. Well, we got 2 battles then. Let's go do those 2. Where does that bring us these days, as far as our overall? Curious. Oh, we're a bit above average at the moment. Seems like everyone in this general area were the same as us, though. Just getting the normal amount of packs. Just all of us with different luck. Because, of course, right now we have 0 this week, so far at least, we have 0 Valravens to escape and 0 losses so far. So, so far so good, as far as everything in that regard. We'll go move that over. A lot of mana, no extra turn, though, unfortunately. Do we need Deep Ore? I guess we'll go for it, because we have a decent chance to get it over there. Do you have a top-tier Goblin team set up? I don't personally use it, but yes, there is a top-tier Goblin team. It's normally used with Siren, though you can use the double Fizzbang instead. Pure Goblins, as far as the strongest possible team for it, if you can use absolutely anything in the game, is Nobin Brothers, Princess Fizzbang, Grapplepot, and Princess Fizzbang. More often than not, though, it's ran with 3 Goblins instead of 4, and it's ran as... Nobin Brothers, Princess Fizzbang. I'm starting to forget their names. Gosh, the Nobin Brothers, Princess Fizzbang, Grapplepot, and a Siren, fully traded all the way in the back. But yeah, either of those 2 are the 2 best possible compositions for an all Goblin team. I personally don't advise really invading with it. You can get away with it, but it's not really that over the top. At least not compared to what it was pre-nerf. There was like a short period of time where goblins were insanely powerful when Fizzbang and Grapple Pop both came out at the same time, and they made them just a little bit too strong. Particularly the Fizzbang. They had it so Fizzbang had a 100% chance of activating its what's it called? It's explosion. Now it's only a 50% chance, so they pretty much halved the chance that it will explode, which definitely helped to balance it quite a bit. Because when it first released, it was way too strong. It only lasted for like 3 days with how strong it was. At that time, they were actually adding a lot of really overly powerful troop. I guess they weren't really fully testing all of them or something. Because they were like way off compared to the normal curve. But there we go. Take that out. And down it goes. And hopefully we'll get a Val Raven. Otherwise, that is indeed the final battle. How far are we for New Kingdom? I believe the New Kingdom has Doom Skull mechanics, so next patch would need to get here first. Salty did kind of leak a little bit, that they may have already sent it to Apple and everything, which means next patch could be in a couple weeks, possibly, maybe, soon TM, but we'll have to see. But, yeah, we don't really know for sure. We do know that it's coming in next patch, obviously, and that the next patch needs to come out before they will actually do it. But we don't really know when next patch is coming. But if I had to guess, probably sometime next month, we should be getting a New Kingdom. Because probably by late April to early May, we will be getting the new patch. Okay, do I throw another Mank? I kind of want the blue into skull. I guess we'll go for it, because then we can just take another skull and that will knock that out. We'll go through this onto next slot just because it's about to get all the way up. I need to try taking that out with something. Either a skull or just get our poke or something. Throw it all the way to the side. That is indeed our poke. And before I do, I'll go take that. Throw the poke at it, and we'll be good to go. Throw Mang into either a skull or into... Oh, I could have already killed it. What am I doing? And now I can't because of how I just took it. Well, that was a fail. I actually could have won the previous turn by using Goblin Rocket and then taking that skull. There's a lot of weird things you can do with Goblin Rocket. He's very helpful. And I think that's the win? No, because the other one has to go down too. So... Oh wait, that is, duh. We can just throw that down. I don't even need to do anything else. We'll just go throw that right into it, and there we go. Couple turns late, but there we are. So save all keys? Yes. Well, you should always be trying to save some of your keys. If you're a late game player. Because, yeah, there's really nothing in the drop pool if you already have a good majority of the stuff in every single key. It's always best to save for when new legends come out or when new kingdoms come out and stuff like that. You'll notice like almost all my resources are always saved for those times. They're only ever used for 3 things. Whenever a new legend gets released, whenever a new mythic gets released, and whenever a new kingdom gets released. Those are the only 3 times I ever bother throwing resources. Of course, as a newer player, you pretty much just throw everything other than event keys as soon as you get them. But, yeah, if you have at least a decent amount of troops, and you don't particularly need anything new to make any kind of new, stronger team, if you already feel happy with your teams for everything, you pretty much just save your team, or your keys for whenever new content gets released. Because that gives you the best chance of actually getting it while still getting other stuff that you may need. Because if you can open the keys while you're having a chance to get some kind of new content while still getting the old content, that's a lot better than just getting the old content. Let's see. Try this Explore team. One-shot hybrid with Clockwork Sphinx, Rowan, Soothsayer. Interesting. I don't think it'll be quick enough compared to what we normally use, but it will be one-shot Sphinx. I mean, one-shot Rowan. But that would be slower, not quicker, than what it's already doing. But it would give us that extra thing. I don't know. Maybe it might be quicker for one Sphinx, because of course we have to drop that one Firebomb whenever we do it the other way around. But yeah, we'll go give it a shot. Let's see. Let's see. Hello, Tenny. Welcome. What are your thoughts on the hero with Runic Blade using Archer Hero class, Alchemist, Inferno King, and Divine Ishabala? Sounds pretty decent. You got your mana generator, you got your convert, you got your skulls, you got even more skulls on top of that, you got a quick mana start, and you got Runic Blade. Runic Blade isn't really overly used in PvP. The 2 game modes where it works best, or really just 1 game mode where it works best these days, is Arena. But Yeah, I guess you can get away with it in PvP. 10 to all stats is definitely pretty high, and the earlier you are in the game, of course, the more effective that is. It's just this late in the game where I'm at currently. I would never actually bother using a runic blade in PvP, just because stats are already so high. We're dealing with things in like the 60s, so the 10 to all stats that runic blade gives isn't really that effective. But if we were dealing with stats like this, obviously in like the 40s or 50s or 60s, it's a lot more effective to have 10 to all stats whenever it does that. That's just 20 durability just right in that. Let alone everything else it does, like the damage and the attack and magic gain as well. Anyways, let me go do that Sphinx team that was mentioned, and if anyone else has anything, let me know. What kingdom do I even need to go do it in right now? I guess it doesn't matter. What trade stone am I the lowest on? 1 second. I'm actually not certain on that at this current moment in time. Let's see. Lowest arcane trade stone. I think we have over 150 of all. Never mind. I need green-purple. Well, apparently we need to go on the green-purple grind. Oh, we need brown-blue too. What's up with that? Okay, we still have 2 that fell behind. Well, let's go get them then. Green-blue and yellow-purple. Yellow-purple is Olkiri and green-blue is Magrim Woods. So let's go over here and let's go use the team that was suggested. That is not the right slot. Let's see. We need Rowan, Clockwork. What are the other 2? Double Soothsayer. Sooth, and I assume double brown because we're already so heavy into the brown. I guess double green could technically work too, but with this much brown, we might as well go all in. We're already pretty much there. I can't do a minus banner though because all the +2 brown banners, +2 +1 banners that give brown as their +2. Both of them have -1 purple as their color, which is kind of weird. There's no +2 brown banner that has anything other than -purple. Which makes it a bit clunky with like Sphinx and several other things. I'll just get that, throw that down, dead. Well, that worked conveniently, though I think that was slightly lucky. That's like quicker than a firebomb team in that case, but I think on average it's going to be a bit slower. Very rarely would we get that much luck that quickly. Yep, so I need the last little bit of mana. Throw that into the thing. Should probably take in that red. And down it goes. Yeah, it's definitely decent, though I do think fire bombs are quicker as far as the cycle that they get. But it definitely works, that is for sure. I should probably be paying a little bit more attention to which area actually has the most color. The only problem is if we spend more time trying to figure out where to cast Soothsayer, we might as well be using like a firebomb or something. Because the more time we waste trying to figure out where to cast them, the more time we're just simply wasting. That we don't need to, that we could be using something else. And where's the last little bit of that mana? You can move that over, take the purple, throw that onto green. Yeah, I think it's just slightly too slow compared to most explorers. But it does use Sphinx, so that ends up working out. Of course, the main team I'm using is the one we pretty much always use because they haven't added anything that has really needed you to change out of this team. Currently, everything that... how do you spell Sphinx? I always forget how to spell that. I spelled it correctly earlier. That's definitely wrong. Oops, definitely not a Z. That was a misclick. Oh, no, that's not how you do it. I could probably guess 10 times and still not get it correctly. Oh, I came close. I came close. Somewhat close. Somewhat. I'm adding like a Y in there. Does any word even have IY right next to each other? I don't think they do. I think I was like double pronouncing the Y or something. Anyways, throw that down. Firebomb, full mana, dead. Oh, it didn't full mana. Luckily, it explodes several areas, so it might cascade. But there we go. Yeah, the other previous team's definitely pretty decent, though. I just don't feel like it would be worth the time trying to figure out where to cast Soothsayer each time. Because Firebomb, you don't need to think at all. You just do it, and then boom, you're ready to go. And you might have to do one turn where you take mana, but still, it does what it needs to do. We could even just go Elspeth. Oh, no, we can't use Elspeth. Never mind. I was going to say Elspeth the thing, but we actually can't. Because there's a 50% chance it will give us a mana we don't need. So half the time, it'll be horrible. So no point in doing that. Oops, why did I do that? I should have taken green instead. There's already closer to full mana. Also, it does more damage as well. Rowan does do more damage than the Sunbird, assuming it doesn't take any damage. Oh, well, we already got one Arcane. That didn't take long. I feel like every single time I go into Explore for just a little short duration of time, we always end up getting our Arcane. Also, there's a Treasure Gnome. pretty nice. We'll go grab that over. What's with the lack of surges? Go move that over. Oh. Okay, good. He didn't get it. And down he goes. Anything good? Come on, Vault Key. Anything good? Anything good? Nope, just standard gold. Not much there. You can use Elspeth, Bombot, Sphinx, hero with a brown weapon. Yes, that would end up working out. Because you can just go Elspeth immediately, get Bombot up, one-shot Bombot, and go from there. The only slight issue that will have is if you use the Bombot, you don't have any other damage source to follow up with. And there are some battles within Explorer that have a revive mechanic. And that's the only slight issue with using like a one-shot Firebomb, or really just a one-shot anything within Explorer. This particular kingdom that I'm in right now doesn't really have that many, almost 0. But there are troops that have a 25% chance to summon something, or even 50%. And in the case of the Groshnak Kingdom, there's even a 100% chance off the Drake Rider. And Drake Rider does appear in some other kingdoms as well, just randomly out of nowhere for whatever reason. But yeah, it's probably one of the most annoying things to ever face in Explorer, because you never run stun in Explorer, and if it gets its final trait, it has a 100% chance to revive into another troop. And things like Firebomb struggle a lot with that, because you don't have any follow-up for it, and it's overall going to take even more time, not less. Even though the average battle is going to be quicker, it's just those battles where they do revive is going to be longer. I guess it kind of depends what kingdom you're running in. Like, for example, if you're doing this kingdom right now, it's really easy to get away with it, because we found like 0 troops so far that have that mechanic. But there are quite a few kingdoms where you just get them constantly, and they just get in the way too much. Oh, yeah, I guess the thing that Elspeth summons does have a chance of doing damage. That could also work. Oh, so why am I exploring right now? I guess we were just messing around with Sphinx teams. But yeah, let me go into... actually, since we're doing these kind of teams, let me go head over to Dungeons. I still need to go get that done for sure. Don't want to leave that just hanging. Now, we'll take the skull there. Oh, speaking about that mechanic, that was the mechanic I was talking about. Oh, wait, you know what? I forgot. They never fixed that, did they? Or at least not on most of them. Never mind. That might not be an issue then. I guess you could go use what you just said then. I forgot. Summons are still really glitchy in this game when you're fighting them against NPCs. When you're doing a PvP and such, it works correctly, but not when you're doing it against the AI. Because the AI, by default, has no troops. So whenever it keeps summoning stuff, it summons it as like a level 1 with no traits or anything. So it had like 5 HP there, so we were able to stick a skull. I forgot about that. It didn't always used to be like that, but like several months ago, they made a change and then it just got glitched. But yeah, it's weird. They sometimes do changes like that, where it just randomly glitches stuff up that weren't ever working incorrectly. Just out of nowhere, something will just start working incorrectly, unfortunately. Is there a good Hyndla Frost Crown team? As far as with all giants, not so much. Generally, if you're building around Hyndla, your team will be a troll, some hero weapon that you'll have laying around with Titan fully traded. You could use something like a Mountain Crusher. So let's say, for example, Mountain Crusher, Hyndla, and basically just 2 other giants, a troll and 1 other troop that does damage. But yeah, definitely a good idea to use trolls with them. They're really good mana generators, and they get half mana off your Titan. Or, well, all giants get half mana off your Titan hero class. Definitely, if you're going to be running her, highly advised to have Titan class fully traded. You get that from completing out Stormheim, and then you fully trade it with, I believe, Red Blues, if I'm not mistaken, which you get from Mist of Scales Kingdom. But yeah, you throw it mainly with trolls, you throw it mainly with another damage source. It could either be a giant or just another damage source in general, like a World Breaker or any other thing that you might have in Furnace. But yeah, that's pretty much all you do with it. Hyndla I wouldn't really use as a core kind of troop though. She's nice to have, she's particularly good in Guild Wars, but outside of those kind of contexts, not really that useful. It is a triple freeze, so I guess it has that going for it too. But it's pretty below average on the amount of damage it does. It's only, even with how high we have it right now, with max stats, and it's currently Legend instead of Mythic, but that's only 60 damage that it does. That is not particularly high, and it doesn't have any kind of boost ratio. It does get triple freeze, which in some circumstances could be useful, though it automatically loses its turn, which is another slight downside. Though its plus side, of course, is it summons a random giant. More often than not, I would say High Forge is better than her, even though they're both very similar in what they do. Unless you're specifically running a really heavy giant team. That's the only time you'd really end up bringing out the Hyndla. In most other situations, you're not really going to be bothering with her. Also, KrissTigger, from what I've tested so far, is actually way better than her in Guild Wars, unless you're running a troll, hero, one other thing, and her, using a 3 things that gain the 50% from Titan. Unless you're using something like that in Guild Wars, or just in general, you're better off just using a KrissTigger in her place or a Highforge in her place, both of which, in more often than not, are better than using her. Not always, but in most situations. But yeah, it's still a nice troop to have, for sure. Great utility, but it's just not anything. It's pretty average, is basically what I'm trying to say. It's just like a average balanced troop. It's not particularly strong in any regard. Let's see. Is there a good loop team that includes Sakima? No mythics. I don't believe anything properly loops with her currently. I know that there's some decent damage things that you can use with her, like Infernus and stuff. I mean, not Infernus, Inferno King and stuff like that. But to my knowledge, there isn't anything that infinitely loops with Sakima. And if they do, they have really, really low magic. Because one of the problems with doing that as well is, let's say we were using something like, let's say, an Alchemist. Oh, wait, never mind. Alchemist is a bad example because he actually has good mana. But let's say, for example, we needed, let's just say, Green Seer or something. A lot of the converts, half of them, have ridiculously low magic. The ones that have summons are pretty good though, like Giant Spider and such, because since they have a summon or some kind of other aspect, they do gain quite a bit of magic. It is important to have a decent magic level in all of your other troops when using her. The main reason for this is because, of course, she does do damage off of her ability based on the magic of your allies. It deals damage to an enemy boosted by all other allies' magic at a 2-to-1. So let's say you had like 50 other magic on your team, that's additional 25, and that's stacked with her final trait can get one-shots, and she's generally used in circumstances where you need to go clear out the first lot. But no, as far as infinite loops, I do not recall any. I think Gorgoltha is about the closest you can really get. And of course, I don't like doing that because that's just another Gorgoltha team. But yeah, you could go and use it with like some kind of standard Gorgoltha team. Gorgoltha, Sakima, Giant Spider, one other troop, and just go down that route. I know that's really cliche as far as teams to use, but it's about the closest you're really going to get to a proper loop with her if you are going to try to loop with her. Again, that's Gorgoltha, her, Giant Spider, and one other troop. Ideally, one that uses purple that also does damage in some regard. But yeah, personally, I don't really use Sakima that much. She's okay. Not anything over the top, though. Most of the other converters I do consider to be better than her. At the moment, Divine Isabella I would consider the best. Inferno King the second. And she, I guess, would have to be third, then. There are some circumstances where Forest Guardian is better than all of them, though. Though the biggest restriction with that is it can only be used with beasts. But as far as its side effect, barriering your entire team, or barriering all beasts, and of course your whole team if it is beasts, is quite beneficial. It's also the only one of the double converts that has a half mana start, or at least a half mana start in their self. Oh, no, never mind. That's why Divine Isabella is so good. Never mind. There's 2 of them. There's that one, and then there's Divine Isabella. Forgot about that. That's the whole reason why she's so good. Is she's the other one that has a half mana start, except there's a lot more that she can be used with, which is why she's used so much more than a Forest Guardian. Yeah, Divine Isabella is just insane. I've still been using her as my core teams. There really isn't anything much quicker than just using Divine Isabella spams these days, simply because she feeds into some of the biggest troops in the game right now, like Infernus, and easily gets them up. Okay, we don't have a good start here, so we'll just go take some of our mana. Also, hello, Anthony! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, if anyone else still has any other questions or anything, let me know, and we'll definitely make sure to go over them. Also, that was something else from last night's stream that was really funny. Almost forgot about that. Salty said I should flirt with the troops more. Found that ridiculously hilarious. I have no clue why, but she wants me to. Because she always does it. Oh no, I would find that to be very, very awkward. Alright, we'll go throw that down. Throw the Infernus in there. And what do we need to move? Also, she hasn't been in our stream for a while now, has she? Salty. We are always in hers, but she's never in mine. Probably because it's the time that we normally stream is not really a time she would be on. Because she'd either be at work or let's see. Oh no, never mind. That would be midday for her. She might be around sometimes. She just doesn't come. Maybe eventually. Oh, did I do dungeons already? No. We have not done dungeons yet. I need to go do so. I was mentioning them too. It's like, hey, we were just doing this team. I should probably go do dungeons. And then I didn't go do dungeons. So, yeah, I should probably go do dungeons. But yeah, Salty has like a crush on almost every single troop in the game. Or at least all the newer ones she keeps adding. I think she just keeps deliberately like influencing them to ask or to create characters that she loves. Let's see. Actually, I believe what's her name has the biggest role in that, if I'm not mistaken. What's her name? Why can I not remember her name right now? Wow, I completely forgot her name because she hasn't been around for a while, or at least not as publicly as in the past. Wow, I completely forgot her name. Not Surian, but the other one that's normally around a lot. Wow, I completely forgot her name. That is pretty bad. I can't even try guessing right now. I forgot it that much. That is embarrassing. Yeah, I completely forgot her name. It'll come to me later. I think you guys know who I might be talking about. Nimhane, yes, thank you. Nimhane. It's because that name, is that like a Australian thing? Nimhane as a name? I've never heard anyone with that name before, until her. Which is probably what's throwing me off, because it's a very, very uncommon name. Or at least not here in the United States anyways. I've never seen anyone in the United States called Nimhane. Or Nim. No, everyone just calls her Nim as an abbreviation of it, but... No, not Syrup. It's Nimhane. And on it goes. No, Nimhane's not a real name. None of those names are their real name. Surian's not called Surian. Nimhane's not called... None of them are. I'm not going to go through all of them, but yeah. None of their names that they have like that are their actual real name. It's just what they're just called in the community. Similar to how mine isn't Tacet, obviously. It's like, my real name is Tacet the Terror. Could you imagine if it actually was how much you would get profiled if Terror was your last name? That would be quite unfortunate. Luckily, it is not. Okay, we'll go move that over. Let's see, what else do we have to move around? Oh yeah, I still need to go to dungeons. I need to go do that like right after this battle, because I will indeed 100% chance forget if I don't do it in the next like 5 minutes. Now we'll go through that then. Get the Mercy going. Get the Infernus down, and we'll be good to go. Get that right in there. Get the Infernus going. Get our damage that we need. And that's match. What is my first name? It is George. I've actually already said technically all the parts of my name already. I even posted on the forum once. I just obviously don't like constantly keep blurting it out. Same as all the devs. Pretty much all of their names have been leaked at one point or another. I'm just doing one more battle because I saw a revenge battle. I didn't forget to go do dungeons. This one was deliberate this time because I don't pass up revenges. For any of you that don't know, revenges do give twice as much gold. It doesn't actually show it at the end screen, but it does indeed... excuse me. It doesn't actually show it in the end screen, but you do indeed gain twice the amount of gold for doing the battle. Why this is the case? I believe it's left over kind of from when they had a different system set up from PvP from about a year and a half ago, and they just kind of kept that kind of element in there to give extra gold. It's kind of weird. I don't know why it is. It doesn't even, the game doesn't even recognize it properly, but it does indeed give twice the gold. What is Salty's page name? You mean her name or the where she streams? Where she streams is twitch.tv/infinity+2. She streams on the Infinity+2 page. I look more like a Tacet than a George. Let's see. You love the sudden burps? Well, it's because I just ate before the stream started. It was actually why I was a little bit late, because I was still kind of eating and I didn't want to just like be eating on stream. I try not to eat on stream if I can help it, but yeah, that was the only reason why we're a little bit later. I was munching a bit. Let's see. But yeah, I don't know what Salty's real name is. Actually, I forget what most theirs is. I know the dev is like Steve Faulkner or something. Actually, we could technically see it just by going in the credits, because you would see their real names there. Where is the credits? I know it exists. Let's go stalk their names. Credits. Steve Faulkner, that is Surian, aka Surian. As far as all these other names, I don't know what they align up to as far as actual devs. Yeah, there's everyone. But yeah, Steve Faulkner is the lead developer of Gems of War. He also did all the Puzzle Quest games and all that. Yeah, there's all the peoples. I have no clue which ones go, other than Steve Faulkner, I have no clue which one of these names goes to which developer. Yeah, there's all of them. Oh yeah, there's actually a lot more. And there it goes. Oh, nope, nope, there's still more. Gosh, how many are there? I'm pretty sure several of them are repeating, because I know most of them have several roles. This list is a lot longer than it used to be, gosh. It's still going. It's still going. And there it is. And then they have the no goblins were harmed, blah, 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 blah. I forget what the rest of it says. But they have the funny little joke thing at the end of the credits. That's been there since like day one of the credits too. It's pretty funny. They never bothered removing it because they have no reason to. But yeah, they still have that weird phrase there. I forget exactly what it is. It's something about no goblins were harmed, blah, 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 in the making of this, and a bunch of other funny stuff. Anyways, I couldn't read that quick. I by no means can read quickly. Anyways, let me go do dungeons now. Dungeons. Let's go kill these out in like a matter of seconds and go from there. Oh, did Sophia just get a mythic? I didn't even look at global chat. Or was that someone in chat that you were referring to? Okay, let me go do dungeons. Where was I? Boom, boom. Dungeon, fight, and back to this team. We don't need to go use the other one for the extra bonus, so what we'll do is just throw a firebomb in here. Easily kill that out. Don't need the gold. Actually, we wouldn't even get it from this game mode. It only works in Explore and Raids this week. And this is not Explore, nor is it Raids. I mean, Explore and PvP, my bad. Raids isn't even a thing this week. Only one graphic designer? I believe they have multiple, but they outsource some of it. I think. Because I can almost guarantee you they have more than one graphic designer, even if it only said one there. I know they have one core person that does all the graphics, but there's more people in that whole process than just that one person. Because I know Nimhane has a lot of oversight on that, even though she's not the actual one creating the assets. Someone else is. Yeah, of course they want to have as few as possible, though, because they'd want to keep the art style of the game as similar as they can. And down it goes. And one more, and that will be dungeons. If anyone still has any other questions, let me know. How can you change from 043 chat to 001? You just click on the little chat thingy. You go under the chat wherever you are. You click on this little tab at the bottom. There's two of them. This does a bunch of different menu sizing and stuff like that. It's pretty unimportant, that one. Most of the stuff there. But the important one is this one down here. You can either disconnect from the chat, you can make it faded so that you can look at it during a actual battle. So as you can see right there, obviously you can make it smaller and stuff so you don't block the entire screen. But you can still see the chat as you're playing. That's actually one of the best features they've ever added. I personally don't use it too much, but it's really convenient. A lot of people are asking for it. I don't know how many people still use it these days, but it's nice because prior to that, you were never really able to play while looking at global chat, but now you can. Anyways, you click on this chat channel thing, and then you type into chat channel, and whatever you type in is the chat channel you'll go to, and as simple as that, now you're chatting in chat channel 2, and to go back to chat channel 1 to 001, typing in 1 also works and goes to the same location, and there we are, chat channel 1, 0 or 001, same difference. But yeah, that's how you change it. You just click on that little tab and then click on this thingy. And there we go. Alright, let's get a sunbird down. Oops, I should have taken the brown first. Didn't see it. Whoops. And let's go throw it down there. Message you after you're done. You want to ask me something? Message you where? Let me know. But yeah, feel free to ask me whatever you want. The Gems of War forum is generally where I do things like that, but you can PM me pretty much anywhere where I am. The only PM that probably won't work is if you do it via YouTube, as weird as that may seem. For whatever reason, YouTube does not give you notifications when you get private messages, and I very, very rarely ever check it because I normally don't have a need to, because I can go like months without anyone ever messaging me there. It's really weird. I do not understand why. There's no system within YouTube that has any capability to ever give you a notification when you get messaged there, which just seems very odd to me. You don't get an email, you don't get a notification on your little YouTube bell thing. It doesn't go anywheres. You have to go and manually check it, which is weird. Let's see. I also don't check my Facebook messages that often. I haven't even been on Facebook for like 2 months now. But yeah, I'll go check it real quick. If you're like the most recent one, I'd be able to see it pretty easily. Is it worth it to spend gems on gem keys around level 600? Yes, it's always worth spending gems on gem keys. Once you have the dragon armor and the once you have the dragon armor and the celestial armor, you can pretty much spend all the gems you want on gem keys. You might want to save it sometimes for event keys, but more often than not, gem keys are perfectly fine. They're half the price, and they give you more troops overall, but they don't give you specifically what you might want, unfortunately. But you do get more out of them. But yeah, perfectly fine doing gem keys. It's one of the main things you dump all your gems into, is gem keys. Out of everything that you can spend within the game that requires gems, 50 bulks of gem keys are one of the best values out of anything you can spend it on. Do make sure you have either Death Knight armor or the Dragon armor / Celestial armor before you throw too many in them, though, because it's really good to have those 100% bonus gains. They become very helpful. And you definitely want to do those first before you really dump all your gems into gem keys. Let's see. I know, they have a lot of art. Of course, aside from all the assets, they have almost 500 troops, and they keep adding them at an alarming rate. We're at 483. By next kingdom, we will indeed be over 500. But, yeah, they're definitely working their graphic designer quite hard, that is for sure. Let's see. Is there a good high-damage non-Mythics yellow troop to use their Emperor Liang? Wait, is there a good high-damage non-Mythic yellow troop to use with Emperor Liang? Other than standard Gorgoltha, not really. If I was to build a team around it, it would most likely be Gorgoltha, damage source, Liang, damage source, and simply use the enchants that she has to constantly spam it onto our team, and just kind of go from there. But, yeah, Liang's very situational. It's weird in that its buff only applies if you specifically do the color. So it's weird because you kind of want to build a pure color team out of her, but you kind of don't. Because let's say, for example, we will go all yellows. We're using some kind of Gorgoltha team with all yellow. The biggest issue that this will end up bringing up is if we go and remove yellow, well, we just removed the color that we needed on the board. Well, not remove, it destroys it. But still, you're destroying the color you need from the board, which is not necessarily good. You're getting the mana from it, the accumulation, but you're still removing that color, so you don't have it to use, which makes it quite inconvenient. So do you just go for a different color then, or do you just do it on the color you actually need? It's a really clunky troop, personally, I consider it. I use it mainly for its enchant, if I ever do use it, though lately I haven't really thrown it into many teams, because very rarely would you actually specifically need to enchant your team. More often than not, Explosion just works better because it's such a strong mechanic, and she can't do anything about skulls. Do you get to buy the first thing in dungeon? I don't ever go for it, no. I did it initially some when it first came out, but I don't ever bother buying it. On console, it costs 150 gems, in which case it would be worth it. But on PC Mobile, it costs $5. And on every day other than Sunday, I wouldn't really consider it to be worth it. On Sunday, you could definitely make the argument to go for it, though. Maybe even every Sunday if you have $20 to be throwing at the game every week for that. But, yeah, I think it gives, like, what, 250 diamonds, 150 diamonds? I forget exactly what it is, among many other resources on a Sunday. So that's about the only day when I'd really bother doing this. I think I bought this about 6 times when it first came out, on a few colors, as well as on Diamond Day, like 3 times. But, no, I don't ever go for it anymore. I just do the little 50 gem thingy. Is there a new guy Salty was showing comes out on Friday? it doesn't come out on Friday. I believe it's next Monday, the thing that she was talking about. Let me double check. Did I forget about something? She was going over to the Gloom thingy, or the Willow, whatever it's called. I believe that's coming in, a while from now. Let me see. Willow. Spoiler thread. Why do you not have a Willow on it? Control find Willow. There it is. Yes, Willow is coming in. That's the new legendary that's coming in on Monday. It destroys a row, deals magic +2 damage to all enemies, boosted by brown gems destroyed. It's a brown-green troop, so it's basically going to be a replacement to Sylvania Mora in most situations. It has Wild Growth, which gives all beasts 2 attack and life whenever it does an extra turn. So it's going to be particularly good with things like a Forest Guardian. So yeah, probably going to be used with some kind of Forest Guardian meta. It's Silver Glade for next week's event, so you'll also be able to get a KrissTigger too when you're trying to get this new legend. But yeah, that's not coming in this Friday. It's coming in next Monday, which is 1 week from today, or I should say 6 days from today, actually, since it's Tuesday now. But yeah, 6 days from today, next Monday, is when that's coming out. It's also going to be the 2-year anniversary of the channel, is when it's coming out. That's kind of funny, because that was also, 2 years ago was also when they did a trip kind of themed like that, like all nature, like it was when Spring Imp ends up getting released. But yeah, that thing's getting released, and the one that's coming out through Glory is dispel an enemy and deal magic +3 damage, and then it gains 4 magic and becomes enchanted. Interesting. I think that's the first troop that actually auto-enchants itself after casting. I know there's some troops that enchant a random ally after casting. I think that's the only one that enchants specifically itself, meaning it could always get its mana right back. So that might not be too bad either. It has a high ancestry too, which gives it all those nice immunities. But yeah, Willow's coming in on Monday, next Monday. You just crafted Xenos. Any teams with the new troop? Unfortunately, Xenos is useless. The only purpose that Xenos has is to buy it to get the achievement that says you got Xenos. Other than that, there is no purpose other than completionist, just so you have every troop in the game. But yes, Xenos is 100% useless even after they buffed him. Not sure if they're going to buff him again, but yeah, he's not good. He's the only troop that has a multi-summon that has only a % chance to do that multi-summon instead of a 100% chance. His condition is that he needs to go and actually get a kill, whereas everything else that does multi-summon has a 100% chance, which seems really weird that the Mythic would be the one that's the weakest. Not only that, but he summons Undead, which is one of the worst types within the game, because there's so many dead content troops underneath the Undead category, including himself. And other than that, yeah, he's just overall not really that good. His casts after his first cast are okay, but he's kind of like a Fairish Ra in that he needs a few casts before he really gets going. But at least with Fairish Ra, he at least generates like half his mana back, and possibly even extra turns, whereas Xenos automatically ends his turn every time. But yeah, I would not bother with Xenos. There isn't a single context where you use him in. He is simply bought for completionist purposes and for the achievement, and that is it. How many gems needed to get level 3 on Sentinels for Guild Wars? It's only 40 gems, plus a few other resources, but it's only 40 gems specifically. Have you seen Terran Spoilers? The next raid troop has a 50% chance to summon Queen Isabel? Yes. Though you also want to try getting a Queen Isabel as well. But yeah, out of the context of the game mode, it might actually be good for once. But that's why I was saying on Monday, when I went over the things, the Soulforge, the only thing that's actually good is the Queen Isabel. Because you're going to want to have a Queen Isabel for 2 raids from now. I mean, next raid, which is 2 weeks from now. Not next week, but the following week. But yeah, you'll want to have her because you can do a Mang into a Queen Isabel and then get that rolling. You'd also want her because if you get her fully traded, you'd be able to utilize her 2 armor per turn aspect when you get her summoned off of the raid troop that's coming in as well. But yeah, definitely highly advised. If you have 0 copies and you feel like you'll have 0 in 2 weeks from now, I do advise getting 1 copy of her if you do have the resources laying around, because she will be quite beneficial. But yeah, you can use it with Mang, you'll use it with the new troop, and there's still a few contexts in PvP that you tend to use her as well. They're mainly just Knight-focused teams, but earlier on in the game you do tend to use Knights a bit more often, like with Knight Coronet and stuff like that. She's particularly good with Northrender, Cyclops, and War as well, are some of the main things she gets used with. And of course, Hero with Mang is one of the other popular ones. But that's about it, other than all Knight teams. Let's see, you have your invasion as Clockwork, Sphinx, Deep Borer, Ted, and Shocktopus. Sounds decent. Any suggestions on how to make it better? Throw a Mang in there. with fully traded Mank, or fully traded mech class with Mank. Probably in place of Shocktopus. That's about the only thing you can really do to upgrade the team any. Maybe even in place of Clockwork. One of the two. You need to replace one of them with Mank, fully traded mech. If you happen to have it, that is. Let's see. You've given your guild tasks not 599,940 gold so far this week. How do you find something for 60 gold to give? Let's see. I don't know if there's any way that you could fix that. It would be really hard to get exactly 60 gold. I can't even think of how you might be able to do that. I guess play a challenge would probably get you the closest to it. Because if I'm not mistaken, challenge by default gives you no gold. So whatever amount of gold you get in a challenge, you could go and get it up that way. So for example, if we go play out this battle, I believe the only gold we get is the amount of gold we get from the battle itself. And you would have to try to reverse engineer your gold bonus to figure out how many gold you would need to reach the specific amount. But for example, I need to get some amount of gold right here. Let me go take... Wait, does it give us no gold? Let me see. What happens if we get 0? I'm curious. Does it still give us any gold? Okay, so by default gives you 25 gold, and then you just need to reverse engineer your actual amount of gold. Wait, or does it give us 10 actually? Yes, it actually does only give you 10, and we got a 150% bonus. So it will be by default give you 10, and then you need to figure out how much your actual gold gain is. So let's go and try calculating that out right now and see if we can actually get it correct. Oh, this will be fun. This is probably gonna fail. Let's see how bad I am at maths. But I need to get more gold than how much gold I have, and then try seeing if we can get this. Let me see. So I need an extra turn somewheres. So let's see if we can figure out how much gold we're actually gonna earn. I need an extra turn. Come on, I need at least one extra turn to get us gold. We should just use an alchemist or something. There we go. Okay. So we're at that value. If we go kill him right now, the amount of gold we should gain is 35. We should gain 35 gold from this battle, if I did it correctly. It should be 35 on the dot. Let's see if I got that math correct. But yeah, you just have to go and reverse engineer your gold and figure out how much you need and then do that. But yeah, we guessed it correctly. So yes, you just have to do that and try to figure out how much you need to get exactly 60 and then contribute 60 gold. You would have to have 0 gold at the time, obviously. But you can do that to any gold amount to try to fix your gold amount if you really wanted to. I've never done it, but I always make sure my number stays like that. And I've never accidentally did it. But if you did accidentally do it at one point, you can go and do something like that. It would take a little bit of math to figure out what on earth you would need to actually score. But of course, with that instance, it was pretty easy because it was a small number. But yeah, if you ever get a number that doesn't end with 3 zeros, you can go and fix it. It would take a little while to figure out what number you would need of gold, but yeah, you just have to do it in challenges, get small amount of gold, and just do it out that way. It would take forever, but if you wanted to fix your number, that'd be the only way you could do it. What's your Gems of War forum name? Tacet the Terror, same as this one. Or actually, it might just be called Tacet there. But you can easily find it if you just control find Tacet. Yeah, it might just be called Tacet, but it's the only one called Tacet there, so it's pretty easy to find. Anyways, guys, I believe that's everything. I'm going to be heading off for the night. Hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your week. If you still have any other questions, feel free to leave it on any of my videos, or post it, or send it to me on the forum, or just wait for next stream. Other than that, hope you all enjoy the rest of your week. Nothing new coming this Friday or Saturday. We'll still be messing around with Mechs and everything else, as well as just with the new Sphinx and all that good stuff. Next new content will be on Monday, when we actually get the Silverglade event, which is going to be bringing in KrissTigger, a new mythic. Well, not bringing in KrissTigger, but KrissTigger within event keys, as well as the new legend coming in, and all that stuff. Did I say new mythic? No, there's no new mythic coming in. Not for a while. I think it's like another 3 weeks or so before we get that. And also, new patch very soon, TM. We don't know when, but probably within the next month or so, maybe. But hopefully soon, because there's a lot of really interesting things coming in next patch, that's for sure. They're bringing the new Doom Skulls from Puzzle Quest that they used to have, and they're bringing in pets as among a few other changes as well. But we'll have to see. What would you use to counter the team Scion, Ragnargord, Famine, and Furnace? I'd probably use my Divine team, specifically with a Diviner, because Diviner has immune to Mana Drain, plus it has a good convert. It's actually probably my favorite thing to use against Spirit Fox, as well as just things that drain mana in general. Mainly because even if it drains all of its mana, it still has potential on the board. Because if your entire team gets drained to 0, she'll still retain all of it because she has immune to it. And you can easily just use her ability into a bunch of yellow, gain all the mana you want, and boom, you're good to go. How do you get so much glory? We've been saving it for like 2 years. That's how I have so much glory. We've been saving it for a very, very, very excessively, ridiculously long time. Of course, I still spend a little bit each week, but for the most part, I've just been accumulating it for forever, it feels like. We will eventually be dumping it down once 10 Star Kingdoms and stuff get added to the game. But at the moment, we're still stockpiling it. And until they do get released, I will continue stockpiling it. What did I study in college? Mainly psychology. Psychology and sociology, mainly. A little bit in writing, a little bit of digital design and stuff like that, even though I'm horrible at it. Actually, I did that more so in high school than I did in college, actually, surprisingly. And that's about it, other than just like the standard stuff that you have to learn. And, you know, there's always mandatory classes for whatever degree you end up getting, even if it has almost nothing to do with your degree, which just always seems weird, but, you know. Anyways, we're going to be heading off for now. Hope you all enjoy yourselves, and I will see you all later. Good night, everyone!